Sorry. Hold on a second. I'm choking. There we go. Oh, sorry, I had to take my meds. Oh, well, welcome. It's me, Star Fox. And I'm just walking around in the middle of nowhere. Getting some peace of mind, if you want to say. You know, to tell you the truth, I was going to come out here and quit and just shut the channel down. And just been feeling sad and stuff, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done. And on the way over here, I stopped at Goddard, and I got some Taco Bell. There's this girl there who gave me advice, you know, just don't quit and be strong. Strong-willed. That's some good advice, because like that little encouragement is what drives me so much. You know, I don't get much encouragement from people out there. I went out again last night and it was a disaster. So I don't think I'll be going back to Emerson Biggins anymore, because it's so weird. I like try to engage talking with people and it feels so standoffish, you know? And I'm not trying to be standoffish. I'm just trying to like talk to people. And so places like this seem to be the only place where I actually get some peace of mind and I'm able to be chill. And I like it, you know? I don't know if this is trespassing or not, but we'll find out. There's probably ticks, who knows? Snakes. Yeah, there's probably definitely some snakes in here. Let me see. Snake check. I'm just kidding. Ah, so nice though to be out here just in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna walk in this tall grass because I don't want to get ticks, but I definitely don't want to get bit by a snake, because there's only one person out here and I think he's gone now, so I don't know how the cell phone reception is. Always be smart, you know, you could blast your boots or whatever. Wow, look at this. This is so cool. Plus I'm testing out another gimbal. I did get the GoPro strap on, but here's the issue. It's dead. I was gonna test it. Got all the way out here, turned it on, and it's dead. It's not working. So that really sucks. I guess I gotta do equipment checks now. You know, I'm doing the best I can, you know. Don't ever give up. Follow your dreams. And when I say do what you want to do, I don't mean do anything you want to do, because that's just crazy. You know, I meet people and sometimes they think that like I'm I don't know what they think of me. I feel like a lot of people when they meet me, they're just standoffish already, you know. I went to Emerson Biggins and it took them, I don't remember, it was like 20 minutes plus before I finally was like, had to go up there and tell them that, hey, guess what, guys? Nobody's serving me. And that's never happened before. And that triggered me, because not only did nobody serve me, nobody acknowledged me really. And then to make it worse, nobody talked to me. But you know, maybe I'm just one of those people that just look unapproachable or something, you know. But I have a tendency to meet people and the first thing they want to do is treat me bad. I don't like that. It's not cool. You know, you never judge a book by its cover, ever. I mean, give people a chance at least, you know? Because, I mean, this is the second time something like that has happened. You know, and I apologize to everybody, and also in Salina. I apologize. And things are escalating so quickly, it feels like. So I want to say to anybody who does watch my channel, don't don't be using racism or anything like that. It's just, the point is for people to find common ground. I mean, that's all we got left. You know, even if Wichita is Democratic and everything else outside Wichita is mainly Republican. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've lived out here in the past a long time ago. And this is nice, you know? When I was younger, I always wanted to be in the city because I was like, this is depressing, there's nothing out here. I'm missing out on everything. Then I go into the city and I live in isolation the whole time. And like, no friends, nothing. You know, very small support system. Very small. Now the VA, you know, they don't really want to talk to me that much. Every time I start bringing up stuff that they did that was wrong, you know, so I got a call from the crisis line yesterday. And they're checking to make sure I was okay. I'm fine. I just, how do I put this? I think that I'm warring with myself. I'm at war with myself. Because part of me is like, wants to be chill like this, you know, but the other part of me is vigilance. I'm constantly scanning and watching for any threat, and like including people. And I try not to do that, but you got to realize what triggers people. It doesn't help, you know. It doesn't help at all when you're trying to like relax and chill, and like in Salina, you know, I was doing all right with that one guy, you know, and it just kind of went downhill because I felt like he kind of set me up, and I'm not going to get into that. I do. I feel like he set me up, and other people started showing up, and I just started getting pissed off more and more and more and more. And then rage starts building up. And then once the rage builds up, I just don't give a fuck. To a certain degree, anyway. And not giving a fuck is not a good thing because people are like, I don't give a fuck. You should give a fuck. Giving a fuck is the best thing you can ever do. Not giving a fuck is dangerous. Because, I mean, not only do you endanger yourself, but you endanger other people. And I won't do it. I will not endanger other people for my own anger and rage. So, I think it's best that, like, just things change. And, so I'm gonna make those changes myself and just, I don't know where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, but I need to make a change. And New York City could be one of the biggest triggering things I've ever been in, you know? I was going into it as a venture, but I'm starting to realize that I don't know if I'm actually ready to go there. Like, I have no idea what's gonna happen there. And a part of me that says I don't give a fuck says just go into it. But like I said, that's extremely dangerous to do because you have no idea who is who and if they're really being authentic about who they are. One of my friends has vanished and they've been gone for like, I'm not gonna say how long, but it's been a minute. And I feel like maybe I'm responsible for that. And I can't tell you who she is. If she's watching, she knows who she is, but I'm starting to get the feeling that she's not there anymore. But she did something for me. And a few of you out there know what she did. And then I'd never actually I never actually wanted to tell you guys what was going on with New York, but the idea was to go and stream like this. I wish I could walk around in Wichita and just stream like this, but I can't. I feel like I'm incapable. I'm taking my meds, but there's a piece about this being completely alone and isolated, but yet you're surrounded by nature, and it's relaxing. It's not just relaxing, but it's my therapeutic way to deal with stress, you know, because that's just how it is, for me at least. Some people come out here and be like, this is boring as fuck. Or they come out here and they party, you know. Just come out here and enjoy nature. There's a thing about isolation they don't tell you. Yeah, it could be a pain in the ass, but if you keep yourself occupied and busy like I did, doing audiobooks on Spycraft and listening to them over and over and over and over and over, and like, it's just beautiful. Let's take a look up here. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Maybe the Predator's gonna get me out here. Pedo joke. No, I'm joking. I wanted to live stream this, but like I said, I don't think the connection's that good, so I'll just do it this way. Maybe we'll see like a bobcat or something out here. So yeah, this is it. This is a feeling I've been trying to find, and that's why I mean about solitude is what you make of it. You know, you can let it drive you crazy, or you could use it to your advantage and say, you know what, I could stream, I could start a live stream channel, and I could explain myself like this without all the triggers. So yeah, I still have some work to do, and we'll still work on our behavior. But like I said, I will not put anybody's life at risk. I refuse to do that. That's not who I am. And somebody made a comment on a table, I'm not gonna say where, and it was highly inappropriate. Like, racism is not okay. It really isn't. You know, doing that kind of stuff, you know, whoever wrote that, it's just fucking wrong. Oh, there's another bench here. You know, because when we look at each other and we're like, you're Democrat and I'm Republican, it's the politicians. Oh, look at that. The snowflake, just like the one in my room. I wonder what's in it. Sorry, some espionage shit. I'm just kidding. But they're the ones that drive us into like turning against each other. I mean, they say United States of America. Why don't the politicians start following that and say, this is the United States of America. This isn't freaking get as many votes as you can. And no offense on the migrant crisis, but here's how I feel. New York is paying migrants $4,000 to leave. And I supported that. And people are like, why would you support that? Because it was for the women and children to get out of there. So they don't get taken advantage of by traffickers, child traffickers, who are gonna come in and sell them to make money off of their bodies. And anybody who likes that kind of shit, it's just fucked up. You know? It's terrible. And then you got the nasty ass men that depend on that kind of shit, who probably couldn't get a girlfriend because they don't have the social skills, nor do they have the looks. So they go and they do fucked up shit. And they're not just men like that. I mean, look at Epstein. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. And look how many people didn't go to jail. In the end, he ended up dead. And that's the way it works out there with a lot of stuff. Once you become too much of a risk, the top just, you're too much of a risk. We can't risk it, you know? They don't want people being flipped and stuff like that. So it's an extremely dangerous game. Extremely dangerous. But yeah, we gotta stop fighting each other. I mean, yeah, it's ingrained to us because, like, I feel like people out here, there's not a lot of minorities, and a lot of people have predetermined stigmas or things, and so when they see sometimes minorities out here, they assume the worst, you know. And it goes in the city. There's places where you go and you're like called, "Hey, white boy, what are you doing here?" You know? So it's a double-edged sword. And when people use that double-edged sword to use it to rile us up against each other, the country's screwed. Because it doesn't matter if Trump wins or Harris wins. America doesn't win. You know why? Because there's just too much of a division in this country. I almost feel like no matter who wins, it's still going to end up in civil war. And you got all this stuff with Israel, Palestine, Iran. I mean, New York City's, they got cops running around with freaking M16s, 5.56 ammo. I know everything about them, but anyway, and it's bad. It's bad. So back to the migrant thing. Yeah, all the people who are coming in who are trying to destroy the country, get them out. I mean, I'm talking about people who are up to no good. Get them out. Get them out. And like the women and children who are coming in and actually leaving bad situations, you know, they can help. And then there's also men who come here, and there are jobs out there that people don't want to fill, and you know, they take those jobs. And you know, I was arguing once with a politician. I'm not going to get into it, but I was extreme leftist and he was right wing, and he was running for office. This was about 6 months ago. No, was it? It was one of my very first videos, and I went at it with Republicans for I think 30 minutes straight, and they came at me with all kinds of stuff. They were like, there's a guy who came on, and he was like, well, you know, all these people crossing illegally are taking away our jobs. And he was talking about like people who come over here illegally and take jobs, and like they do the process legally. And you know, there has to be a common ground to fix these problems. And I'm just gonna say, yeah, don't let people in who are up to no good. I mean, it's not just criminals that are coming in. There's a spot by a reservation at the border where you can go and you find IDs sitting everywhere, and you pick them up, and what happens is like people get into the country and they throw their IDs out. And there's some countries where there are no background checks from, or they just don't send information from. So we don't have, like, it's true, we don't have any idea who's coming in here. The most dangerous people that can probably come in here are fucking terrorists. And that's a problem, and it has to stop. You know, there has to be somewhat of a vetting process. If somebody comes from a country that that isn't, look, I'll put it this way. If we don't know who's coming in, or I'll put it this way. If we let everybody come in and get a pass, everybody's just gonna keep on coming. And Social Security will be eaten up. Those benefits that people have, that is gonna run out. Kind of like Cheney Lake getting low. Eventually, I think the water's gonna run out, and they should do the water restrictions now. But what do I know? But something has to be done, and I'm not saying I'm against migrants. I know everybody I mean, fucking everybody's a migrant. Native Americans are the only people who are actually been here, and their ancestry like traces back to actually being here, you know? So everybody's migrants, you know, but when white migrants came, you know, it was crazy. You know, capitalism, people just come and they could just, this land is mine. Look what happened to the Indians, the treaties, worthless shit. You know, it's built on lies, slavery, fucking. America wasn't built the way a lot of people think. I mean, there's a lot of suffering and free labor that went behind building plantations and building freaking all kinds of shit. And people were treated like crap. And then that same system finally frees them. And then guess what? It's still not fixed. I mean, when you're hungry, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, is what some people say. And you can see how a lot of people, you know, get into like things that they shouldn't get into, you know, because they feel like they don't have any other choice, you know. And I'm not talking about just one thing, I'm talking about all kinds of things, you know. Terrorism, you know, all kinds of bad shit. So yeah, I hope the best for America, I really do. But no matter who wins this election, everything's been so set up to just piss us off and make us hate the other party that we don't even listen to each other. You know, a debate between presidential candidates these days look like circuses. There's no sophistication behind it. There's no, I mean, when you got people cutting people off, and it's anger, you know? And like, look at the presidents like prior, like back in the 70s, like 60s, 50s, Theodore Roosevelt, and their mannerisms are way different. Way different. You know, I feel like the way Trump kind of like gets people riled up is he's using fear to basically stir people up and say, yeah, he's right, if that happens, this will happen. We don't know that. And people are like, oh yeah, we do. It's like, how do you know? You know the future? And then they get to Harris, there are things that I also don't agree with. You know, get some fucking control over the border. And I do agree with that. Get some control over the border. Women and children, let them in. Men, I mean, if you got a skill set we can use, you go through a vetting process. So I hate to say it, but I think only women and children should be let in who are escaping terrible situations, kind of like services that help domestic violence victims. You know, they got to get out of the situation because if they're in an abusive situation or their lives are at risk, and when that happens, you know, there's no other choice but you got to get out of that spot. You got to go somewhere. You know. So on both issues, I like, I'll say this like this. I support Palestine. I really do. But fuck Hamas. You kind of get me? I'm not going to support some fucking terrorists. I don't give a fuck if they're fighting for what they're fighting for. But I don't believe in genocide just being looked at like, oh, well, it's just Palestinians. And I think Netanyahu is a terrible leader. I think he's just fucking horrible. I think he's putting fuel to the fire on these issues, and now he's eventually getting cornered by everybody around him. And he's so defiant. And that defiantness is not, it's not a skill that's going to help people win wars. You know, you win wars by calculated decisions, thinking quick on your feet, and counters. You know, I'm talking about like strategic warfare. And you got to keep your calm. You know, you don't want to get emotional because then your troops will be like, I'll say this, if your boss is having a mental breakdown at his work And like, how would that make you feel if he was like just always angry, emotional? You know, it'd make you kind of fear him because you're just kind of like, I don't know if this guy is stable. Or it could be a woman. It doesn't matter. And that's when I started thinking, like, I'm gonna tone my shit way the fuck down. I think everybody's got the wrong idea about me. I do have anger issues. I do have rage issues. I do get sad and depressed. It's only because I feel helpless and alone sometimes. It's so hard when you go to different places and you don't make friends and nobody talks to you, and it starts to sink in that, like, what's wrong with me? You know? It makes you question yourself. And so that's why I started working out, because I want to be in better shape. I want to get my blood pressure under control, and I think it's getting better. I don't want to be afraid anymore. Because all that anger and rage is just because I'm scared, and everybody's scared. You're scared. I'm scared. A lot of people are scared, and that fear is just driving us into madness. You know, and I'm not going to go into madness. I'm not. So when I talk about this idea of Neo-Antifa, I mean, some people could be like, go fuck yourself, you betrayed us on the left, or the right could be like, I don't know. But one guy in Salina, he was like, oh, I get it now. And he apologized, and he kept trying to shake my hand, and like, I don't know if he was afraid or he just felt like he misinterpreted my ideology. But I wouldn't shake his hand because, I mean, there was so much crazy shit going on that night. I felt like if I shook his hand, I'd put him at risk. So, if you're watching this, dude, you're cool. Give me a call sometime, we'll talk. I don't hate you. It's so hard. Because if I'm with one group of people that don't like the other group of people, and I'm not talking about like just politics, I'm talking about something a little deeper that I can't tell you about. It really complicates stuff, because I can get angry and say some fucked up shit, and people who don't like me will get pissed. But people that don't like people like that, they'll praise it. They'll say, nice job, man. Good job for standing up for yourself. And it's wrong. It's 100% wrong. We've all made mistakes that we regret. You know, but finding peace within yourself is the best solution you can do. So, I'm calling for peace. I'm going to tell you what. That's the best option for everybody. And I'm not saying it's the best option like I'm telling people. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's the best option for everybody. Because without peace, what is there? Don't you want to see everybody knowing everybody? You know, everybody liking everybody? And then the people that aren't liked, you know, if you have a reputation that perceives you. If you have a reputation, you have a reputation. Sorry. That's been happening lately. Yeah, 100% peace out here. It's beautiful. I'm not doing anything but I don't even have cigars on me. But I feel tranquil. Equilibrium, that's what I mean. So much peace. So, I actually thought about quitting my channel, and I'm not going to. I just want to let you guys know that The reason I'm the way I am is because I'm not at peace with myself. It's none of your faults. It's my own fault. And I take responsibility for that. Well, you guys have a good one. Remember to find peace within yourself. And I do believe in you. Right and left. Because the way things are going, I don't see peace. I see peace for one side and turmoil for the other. And I don't understand why the politicians do this. Maybe you should write to them and ask them. Star Fox out.